I'm Mustafa Gatollari, and I'm a paranormal investigator. I grew up in a haunted house from day one. The first night that we moved in there, I just really wanted answers, so I started studying the paranormal, looking into it more, investigated with some people who were interested in the field. One of my longtime friends, he had sent me a casting notice for A&E's Ghost Hunters. They flew me out to Burbank, and we did a casting. There was tons of questions. They wanted to see how you were able to present your ideas on investigating the paranormal on camera, and the rest is history. Some of the most common tricks you're going to see paranormal investigators use in order to dupe people are REM pods. When you're working on a TV crew and everybody's got a walkie and everybody's communicating with each other, those radio signals will set a REM pod off. You could use your car key fob and set a REM pod off. That could make it look like you're communicating with somebody. Old school tri-field meters, the ones with the dial on it, the analog ones, those can be set off too. The flashlight trick, you get those screw-on flashlights. The belief and the theory is that if the flashlight turns on, there's an entity kind of putting some electromagnetic force to join the conductors, and that's getting you to communicate with an entity that's using the flashlight as a conduit. I mean, anybody will tell you that's just, anybody who researches flashlights and stuff will tell you that's just an aberration. And when you see these shows that do the flashlight trick, yeah, sure, they'll be cutting together stuff that makes it look like there's a direct response on the flashlight, but what they're not showing you are the 700 other questions, or however many that they asked, that have no bearing on the investigation. You could say anything. I'd be very reluctant to kind of catalog any of the stuff that we've gathered from using these methods as a, veritable data as to there being something spooky going on location. The producers that I've worked with on Ghost Hunters, to my knowledge, didn't fake anything. We've used a lot of really rock solid. I know mine and Brandon's investigation, mine and Daryl's investigations, we've used a lot of really kind of rock solid technology that's hard to manipulate. We've never used REM pods. We never tried the flashlight trick. The EDI pluses that we used, you have to get right up on them and breathe into them, into the sensors, in order to trip them out or to mess with them, to make them go off, so to speak. The body camera footage is ripped directly from the body camera. We kind of handled all of our own data, the EMCCD camera. I do know that the executive producer of A&E's Ghost Hunters, Mike Nichols, he's a believer in the paranormal, from what I know. And all my interactions with him, he really stringently urged us to be as thorough as possible. We reviewed our own footage for the show. So to the best of my knowledge, and I know that phrase kind of seems like a cop-out, but I've never seen any producers fake anything in Ghost Hunters. Have I seen instances with other members of the team where producers tried to get them to talk up certain things that happen? Yeah, I've seen that. Ghost hunting technology really isn't the most reliable if you are buying garage tech that is specifically designed to find a ghost. You got a little light, ghost here, ghost not here. It doesn't really make sense. Your best bet is to adapt items and adapt technology from other industries. You adapt those items and technologies from other industries, then you can get yourself some quantifiable data, right? That is pretty rock solid. My personal belief surrounding ghosts, my personal belief is that I don't think there's anybody who can really tell you what a ghost is. Are they echoes of the past? What we do know is that time doesn't exist on a straight line. Whenever we've documented really weird stuff on the series or in our investigations, we've always noticed that there are almost two correlations to some of the weirdest stuff that we've experienced, and that there's light anomalies that we've captured on our electron multiplying camera, which is a device that NASA uses in order to monitor space phenomena and photon events. There's light phenomena, and there's pressure aberrations. I don't know if what we're documenting are ghosts or if we're documenting a ripple in time. When it comes to investigating the paranormal, if you're trying to do it in order to get a TV show or get a TV deal or something like that, even though I love working in entertainment and I really, really love our series and the way we kind of blend cinematic storytelling and our dogged pursuit of finding actual historical facts and incorporating that into our investigations, which is awesome. You really, really should enter the field because you love it. You should really focus on actually trying to gather data and document evidence, which is the only reason to be doing it. The field of paranormal research is still a very, very, very nascent field. It's still very in its early stages of development. There's a lot of junk science out there. There's a lot of junk equipment, garage tech, so you call it. Some of it could be used in a very meaningful way, I think, but a lot of it isn't. And the main role of a paranormal investigator is to collect data. You need to gather evidence. Recording no paranormal activity is a part of the job as well. You're going to be sitting there. You're going to be waiting in quiet, lonely places for a while. You're going to be tediously and monotonously watching the same image on a video recording for hours on end in the hopes of finding some type of anomaly. You're going to be listening to a room for any aberrations. You're going to be monitoring sound frequencies. You're going to be actively sometimes just leaving a room alone and seeing what happens. And then other times when you're actively investigating inside of a location, right? You're present, you're there. I think that the biggest thing an investigator can do is trying to really, really care about that location. And if there's certain stories of people associated with the location and you're trying to reach out to those entities that might be there, trying to care, really, really emotionally struggling with trying to care about a certain situation that pertains to that location, I think is a big role of an investigator. Just really focus on the work. Give as much of yourself to each investigation that you're doing. Try to look into the history as much. Try to, document and catalog data, environmental data points, and just be as thorough as you possibly can be with your investigations, and that'll help you out if you're trying to go into TV. And if you're just trying to investigate the paranormal for yourself, which is what you should be doing even if you want to go into TV, but let's say you have no desire or no wish like I did, I would still tell you that's the same advice. Currently, Brandon Alvis and I have our show Haunted Discoveries, which just aired on TNE on October 6, 2023. It's going to be airing Friday nights. New episodes Friday nights at 9 p.m. on TNE. And right now we're actually working on a spin-off series of Haunted Discoveries called Family Spirits. So that's a little different kind of format for the show, but it's all part of our paranormal research.